Good morning from Millinocket, Maine, in the center part of Maine. Today we're driving on little country roads, kind of west, southwest a little bit, through Maine to Farmington, and a little bit past Farmington to Wilson Lake Inn. Got a little map here that I drew last night. It goes through several little towns. There might be a covered bridge. There might be some little waterfalls and waterworks type places, and whatever else just happens to happen on the way. It's about 10:30 a.m. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
Okay, we had a breakfast to get at the Appalachian Trail Cafe and we are full. Oh, it was excellent. Pancakes and fresh fruit and yogurt, coffee and coffee and coffee and oh man. All right, well, Millinocket to Wilson Lake. Here we go. This drive is about 3 hours if you just go straight without stopping. We plan on stopping a lot. And we're open to any side roads that look interesting and stuff. And I don't even know where to start. Where is Maine Highway 11? This starts with Maine Highway 11. And I didn't look up how to get there. And I'm not using any GPS. So, this truck is in my way and I can't see where to go. We will be on the road soon, I promise. But we're stuck in Millinocket for now. Okay, I think I figured it out. Highway 11 runs east-west, but the signs call it north and south. One of those things. But I think I found it. I might have just missed a turn while I was talking to you. Anyway. Oh, here it is, okay. All right, we're gonna be soon on, whoops, sorry. I was just running over pedestrians. Maine Highway 11B is only about 1,600 feet long. It's basically Penobscot Avenue in Millinocket. But Maine 11 proper is by far Maine's longest numbered state route, over 400 miles. It connects with New Hampshire Highway 11, which in turn connects with Vermont Highway 11. In the other direction, Maine 11 goes all the way to the Canadian border, the long way up through the state. We're just outside of Millinocket on Highway 11. We came up on this Highway 11 to go to Millinocket, but we're here at Rest Area Twin Lakes, the same one we stopped at on the way up. If you're on my Patreon, you've already seen this, but we're gonna go look at it again because Mount Katahdin, across this lake here, this amazing, amazing lake. If you see now, Mount Katahdin, the highest point in Maine over there, the end of the Appalachian Trail, the top of it's all covered in fog and clouds. So up there it is very cold and very gray. And best of all, there's a free bathroom. And the toilet paper supply has been replenished since 2 days ago. Good job, Maine. We've been driving for a while now and it's been just a little rural road with not much on it. Lots of changing trees, changing colors on the leaves of the trees, and not many other people at all. Nobody's getting in my way and I'm not getting in anybody else's way. Kind of a rarity. But I pulled over here because we're about to hit something, the first thing that's really on my map that I wanted to take a look at. The Google Street View car in some places goes down every little alley and every little nook and cranny, and in some places, like ahead here, it just totally skips an entire little town, little village or neighborhood. And I wanted to see what this was like, so I'm gonna go check it out. This is like the modern day exploring. Looking at streets where a Google Street car didn't go. So it's right up here, it's called Brownville Junction. All I know is that there are like a bunch of rail tracks that go right next to it. So maybe it's a kind of a rail yard type of area, I don't know. But I think there are houses, it's hard to tell, but let's go explore it. Railroad Avenue, well, okay. I like it already, look at that cool old iron rail bridge. And here it is, a secret unto the internet. Brownville Junction. So it's a bunch of houses, a little community here. The United Methodist Church. Yeah, Adorable little community. Well manicured lawns, friendly little streets, houses made out of castles, abandoned bicycles. A lot of good colors on these houses, as always in Maine. Brownville Junction has existed since 1889 thanks to the International Railway of Maine, which dipped into Maine and connected two endpoints in Canada. It's a census-designated place, which basically means people live there and are considered together for statistical purposes. The population of Brownville Junction, just this little section, is like 506 people, I think. Some of the houses clearly lived in and well loved, some of them clearly not lived in, and some of them you can't really tell. Population 506 people and probably 507 four-wheel drives. Four-wheel drive ATVs, I mean. I became mesmerized by the wooden buildings in Brownville Junction. Each one was unique. Different color schemes, different levels of upkeep, unique shapes and structural additions and landscaping and giant trees. The motley collection of houses was a lot more interesting than the prefab cookie-cutter houses you see in more modern suburban subdivisions. I've counted 3 churches so far. One of them disused, but still. A lot of churches for 500 people. Enormous tree. One of the great post offices we've seen. The Brownville Junction, Maine post office. Southern flair, northern attitude, north and south eats. All right, the first little part of the drive is over. Highway 11 is over. Now we're here in Milo, population 1100, I think. And we are gonna hit Highway 6 here in Milo, if I can find the sign. Highway 6 to Guilford, I think. There we are, Highway 6. And 4 seconds after I did that video, see a river bridge or something over here that says the town of 3 rivers. So I guess Milo is the town of 3 rivers, and this is 1 or 2 of them or something. Not quite sure what river this is or what's going on here, but it's really cool. And there's a gigantic insect sculpture over here. I was so fascinated by the water that Maseo noticed this insect. I didn't even see it. So this large mosquito sculpture is covered in Christmas lights. If you can get a picture of it at night, please let me know. I'd like to see it. The town is actually pronounced Milo, not Milo, although either would be better than its original 1802 name, Township Number 3. It became Milo in 1823. And there are 3 rivers. 2 of them are the Pleasant and the Sebec rivers. They both flow into the third, the Piscataquis, which is itself a major tributary of the mighty Penobscot River, which forms part of the New Hampshire-Maine border. Okay, and now we leave Milo on Highway 6. Dover-Foxcroft was originally 2 towns separated by the Piscataquis River. Dover was the bigger of the 2. They merged in 1922, but that explains why there are 2 distinct downtown sections. It's fairly small, but Dover-Foxcroft is the biggest town in oversized Piscataquis County and is the county seat. All right, after a little short drive, we've ended up in a town called Dover-Foxcroft, and it's a population of 2,592 people. Somewhere in this charming little town, there is another little kind of municipal little waterfall thingy, somewhere on a side street. So we're just going to drive around this town until we find it. Did I do it? Did I find it? Well, I think I might have found it. Went over a little bridge, and there is some river here, but I don't know if the actual rapids are happening. It's just something I saw on Google Maps. I don't know if it actually exists anymore. Well, kinda. Something going on here. Even better than rapids. An interesting contraption. A fascinating apparatus. Just what I hope to see here in Dover-Foxcroft. Only one word springs to mind when I see this, and that word is neato. I'm at Herring Brothers Butcher Shop. Not because I need meat, but I'm using their parking lot to turn around because we just passed a covered bridge right on the side of the road. So we're gonna go drive back, and I think we can drive the car over the covered bridge. First one on this trip. Oh, excited? Bridge posted 22 tons. Well, this car's only like a ton and a half or something, so we're gonna have to drive back and forth several times. Lowe's Bridge, 1990. Wow. A real covered wooden bridge, beautiful. This truck's just like us. Just going over the bridge just to go over it. Wow, they even put a little, like a little cul-de-sac in the road just for people to see the bridge, turn around and go back over it. One more time. Lowe's Bridge, whose spelling seems to be inexact, spans the Piscataquis, one of Milo's rivers, here outside the town of Guilford. The original bridge was destroyed by a flood in 1987. National Historic Landmark, Lowe's Bridge built 1830, dedicated 1970. I guess this one's rebuilt from 1990, but originally 1830. Cool. Guilford was founded way back in 1806 when this whole area was still part of Massachusetts. Manufacturing has long been, and remains, a big focus of the town. And look at where we found for a little lunch. This little park, King Runyon Park or something like that. King somebody's park. We're here in Guilford, by the way. Guilford, Maine, population like 800 or 900, I think, or 600. It's not much, but we're gonna be taking Highway 150 south of here. We went to Eli's Market, and they actually had this seafood salad club thingy from Hannaford, it says, as if it were a Hannaford supermarket, but I don't know how that ended up there. We also got some unsweetened applesauce and a little bag of Doritos to share. We're still full from breakfast, so we're just gonna split this. We each get one of these. Split it with Diet Dr. Pepper. It's cool. Everything is yellow and green. Look at this park. We've got a little gazebo to enjoy behind. Perfect roadside lunch. Cambridge, Maine is one of at least a couple dozen Cambridges in the United States. Maine's Cambridge has fewer than 500 people. Life for early settlers in the 1800s was hard, but there were reasons to stay. One story that underscores that is that of a huge fire in 1825 that swept through, prompting one family in particular to flee, right as the mother was baking bread. After the fire, the baked loaf was found in the ashes and given to the children for dinner. How can you not appreciate a town like that? Harmony, with its 825 population, was founded in 1803, making it one of the older towns in Somerset County. Several scenes in the 1990 movie Graveyard Shift from famous Mainer Stephen King were shot in Harmony, including at the undeniably charismatic mill that we visited. We're in a little town right off the highway called Harmony, and the town itself has a lot of great old houses and buildings and stuff. And the real reason we came off the road is because they have this yarn mill place, and they do have a store open, but it's not open now because it's 2:30 p.m. and they close at 1 o'clock on Saturdays. But Masio is a big knitter, so she wanted to see the place, and just as a building, I think it's worth it. I can't see any yarn, but I mean, look at the building. It's like next, I don't know what it is, I don't know what they do here, but it's pretty impressive. You do see a lot of signs here. No loitering, no parking, animals ruin your vehicle. Maseo said that the website also had lots and lots of rules about don't take pictures of the workers if you visit and this and that. Just a huge list of rules, so they didn't sound like they were real friendly. So she would knock on the door to sort of say, I came here all the way from Japan, can I look around or something? But she dares not, she said. They don't seem very friendly. Maybe they are and they just had a lot of problems or something. Is it my imagination or is that house slanted? Pulled over this little rest area here on Highway 150 just for a little leg stretching break, really. And actually pulled over to let a fast car that was like right behind me go. As I pulled over, I was like, hey, it's a little rest area. And it's an especially nice one. I saw this little pond or something, river or whatever this is, pond. Impressive, and I bet in the mornings and evenings there are sometimes some cool wildlife seen around here. Whatever wildlife exists here. I know deer, I wonder about bears and moose. I thought I heard those were in Maine, but I haven't really seen any signs or anything to indicate that's true. And since we have a little break here, I will point out a close-up of some of the amazing leaves, which are, as you see, starting to turn. Part green, part red. That says it all. At least 23 states have an Athens. Maine's Athens has just under 1,000 people. It too is old, dating from 1804, and offers an especially cool row of old buildings as you pass through town. Just passed through Athens, Maine, where we saw a lady gathering leaves or gathering sticks or something off a tree, and she was dressed in like old-timey clothes, like a dress or something. Don't know if that was some event or if that's just the way she dresses or whatever, but anyway, so in Athens, right after passing through Athens, we turned onto Highway 43. And it's an even smaller little highway, I think, than 150. And that's the news I have. Just that we turned on the Highway 43 and we're bound for, don't fall, camera. We're bound for, oh, Madison. A bigger town called Madison. We have arrived in a town called Madison, and it looks really attractive. So it's population 4,700 about, and we're going to drive around town a little bit, and maybe I think I see the sort of downtown looking area right ahead, and then maybe a couple of the residential streets. Madison has long been an important mill town, thanks to the powerful waterfalls on the Kennebec River. The population is about 4,700, twice that of Anson, a separate town just across the river. Okay, we found a thing. I think we're in Anson. There's a town called Madison, but when we cross the river and then you're in Anson, I think is how this works. I believe this is Anson, and down here is this big, long, it looks like an old railway bridge, but now it's just a pedestrian bridge, I think. And I think you can walk on it. I think we're allowed to do this. I don't know if we're allowed to park here. I don't know where this is. Somebody's smoke shop and some kind of general store. But we're gonna park here and we're gonna try to walk across. It's pretty long over this river. And someone is looking at this bridge in style. This bridge that connects Madison and Anson used to be a train trestle for Pan Am Railways. When it was abandoned in 2013, Maine decided to convert several miles of the track into a trail for general use and ATV use in particular. Judging by my visit, I'd say it's been a popular project. Gotta watch out for the motorcycles and mopeds and ATVs, but other than that, pretty cool, huh? That's the timber plant we just drove by, and that's the bridge we drove over to get here. James Mills specifically. The other side. Where are we? Why does this exist? I guess this used to be railroad tracks for the timber place, I guess. Wild guess. We haven't had enough. We're going back over. Also, we left our car over there. Our car had attracted some attention while we were on the bridge, but our new friends sped off before we had a chance to introduce ourselves. The town of Industry evolved from a 1787 settlement. A writer in 1905 stated that the town was named for the industrious nature of its citizens. It was incorporated as a town in 1803 and today has 788 people. Okay, we are on the outskirts of Farmington. We pulled off onto Highway 148, which on the map looks like it just connects back to 43 later. It looks like it's faster and shorter, but it was so windy and hilly. It was really a lot of fun to drive, but probably not much faster. Anyway, we made it. We were back on Highway 43. Now I've gotten lost on some kind of side farm road thing, but we're gonna still go through Farmington and then continue on to our hotel at Wilson Lake Inn. And that will all be in the extended version. So if you want to watch that, please go to patreon.com/T1DWanderer. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Good day, huh?
Yes.
So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next adventure. Go to Patreon to see the rest of my drive through Western Maine, including a look at downtown Farmington and the highway to Wilton and Wilson Lake Inn. Patreon support helps keep this channel alive so I can bring you videos from fascinating and lesser-known destinations like this. Special thanks this week to Calvin Ferreira, Darcy Otranto, David Richley, Lever Wong, Matt Kane, Michael Fedor, Nathaniel Holland, Omeyer, Ray Nichols, Samantha, and Will Phillips. Also, thanks to subscribers to my free weekly email newsletter. Links are in the video description. And thanks for wandering around with me. Everywhere is worth exploring.